What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well today. So, happy days. We have got a brand new major update to Track Day R. Just going to quickly read off a few of the things that have been changed here. So we've got a new whip system for scrubs, and apparently backflips have been changed as well. Center of mass for the rider and bike has been changed. Suspension's been improved. Improved dirt tire model, so I'm guessing the traction's changed a little bit. New manual clutch, because up until now the clutch has always been automatic, which is really nice to see. New leg positioning in line with the ground, so it looks a bit more realistic. The gyro in the air, so tapping the brake to pitch the bike forwards and accelerating to bring the front wheel up has been changed as well. And the change I'm most excited by is usually we have to ride this, we won't call it a KTM for legal reasons, this orange bike, Orange 450. We now have a yellow 254 stroke, which again, for legal reasons, I'm not going to name. And then over on the two-stroke side of things, we've now got an additional blue 125, and the engine sounds have changed too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this 125 first of all, or 125. I know I'm going to get roasted in the comments regardless of what I call it. I'm from England. I apologise to all the Americans. We call it a 125. If I go to Track Day R, and there's some new tracks that we've got as well. So Hurricane Hills, or Hurricane Mills, sorry, which is kind of based off of Loretta Lynn's, has been completely redone. But not going to touch that. I want to touch these. We've got 3 brand new tracks here. We've got Antelope Valley Mini, a Millie Rock, and then we've got Antelope Valley Vet. So I'm going to go to the main track. We've got a whole bunch of extra options here in regards to lean helps and sit dabs and all that good stuff. I'm going to leave everything off except for I'm going to keep the erode on, which is nice. They've worked on the erode a little bit too. And I'm also going to leave the manual clutch on because everyone knows there is nothing sexier than spamming the clutch on a two-stroke round corners. So, I'm going to see how this goes. I won't lie, I have done a singular lap in preparation, but if I'm correct, if I change up gear right now, hopefully the bike should stall. And it did. Okay, really happy to see that. So, if I hold the clutch in, we can get... Oh, hang on, I need to be in second gear. I completely forgot. So, second gear. Oh my god. Rim. Right, clutch, forwards, go. Okay, let me change into my preferred camera angle as well. I prefer this second one. It's just a little bit further away, a little bit easier for my eyes to deal with as I'm a bit of an old man. So let's go and see how this handles. So in the one lap that I've done, the grip feels really nice, by the way. Just throwing that out there. As all 125s are, obviously you scream the shit out of it in first and second gear, and then as soon as you try changing up past that, you tend to bog a little bit. It's very easy to stall going into the corners. So, oh my Jesus Christ! What on earth just happened? Okay, take number 2, because my bike just completely destroyed itself. So, we're going to go again. We're going to see how this goes. And one thing I've noticed is, going into the corners is fine, but when I lean him back, my rider is like really hunched over compared to normal. It'd be nice if he was standing up just a little bit more in that typical Chase Sexton attack position. But right, let's try not to find any more any more glitches and bugs, because it would be typical that I find it whilst recording and not when I'm practicing off camera. Right, let's go bang it right down into second gear in the corner. Get on the clutch, bang it open. I just feel so nice when you're in just the perfect rev range. And the whips as well, they feel... So it feels a little bit stiffer than it did in previous builds, so you can't get as weird and wonderful. But it feels a lot more controlled. It feels like it comes back a bit more naturally by itself, which I'm really happy about. I think it just adds that level of... It's like an ease of access thing of when you're learning the game. You don't want it to be impossible to learn, but you want it to be really hard to master. That's something that I feel like certain games do really well. So I'm mostly thinking about SimMX bikes is to hop on and just play the game and run laps. It's not that difficult to do. I mean, you could probably start running consistent laps within maybe 10-20 hours or so. But then if you really want to master those extra seconds a lap and like compete and call yourself a, let's just say the word pro. I don't really like using the word pro anymore. I feel like it's a little bit on the cringe side. But if you want to become quote unquote pro, you're probably going to have to dedicate hundreds of hours to it. You know, I think that makes a very good game. And I'm going to go on a little bit off topic just for a minute here. I don't know how many of you guys are much into your Call of Duty Zombies, but I know that on the whole Easter egg side of things, back in maybe the Black Ops 1 or 2 days when you didn't get your hand held for all the Easter eggs and literally be told what to do. You had to discover things and work things out for yourself. It was one of them where it was hard to work out what to do. Once you'd worked it out, it was very repeatable and you could do it in no time at all. And I think that is something that games really need to strive to be nowadays, is easy to play, hard to master. That is the winning combination, I think. And so far, I'm not sure if it's just the layout of this track, because it is quite it's quite a wide open track. Like, it's a very, very flowy one. I'm not sure if that's the reason why, but the bike just feels so nice to move around the corners here. I wonder, I mean, I'm guessing the 450 would be a little bit overkill around this track. And what I am going to do as well is I don't know the difference between this track and the Vet track. I've not played that one yet. But after I've done a few more laps here, I'm going to hop on the 250 4-stroke, and we're going to try and do some laps around the Vet track and see how that goes, really, because I've not tried that one at all yet. Obviously, I tried the 125 just before recording, just to make sure I knew what I was up to, and so far, so good. And I never really expected them to work so hard on the MX side of things on this game, because when I first came round to it, when I first started doing videos, it was like a very, very base level thing. It was basically, I mean, it was a road bike game. It was meant to be a road bike game from the very, very beginning. I feel like they're very happy with where the road bikes are at the moment, so now they're spending more time on the MX stuff, trying to get that working. And I imagine, I mean, I'm just spitballing here, I'm probably talking out my arse, but I imagine when it comes to physics from motocross to road bikes and trying to translate that over into a game, throwing air physics into the mix, I can't imagine that's a very easy feat to do. So massive shout out to the devs, and I'm fortunate enough to be part of like the development chats and such, and there's literally been weeks at a time where they've been pushing out 2 dev updates a day, just working so hard. And I'm praying that they don't get burnt out on it, because I'm sure if you was to watch this video in comparison to the first one I done on this game, I'm sure we can all agree that this is absolutely miles of an improvement. And again, like, just in terms of the future, give it another maybe 6 months and a year, I can't imagine where it's going to be. It's going to be so good. I'm very, very excited as well. It seems like there's a few tracks in the works, like custom tracks that I can play. I'm interested to see, because obviously the game, it feels quite easy from a nationals point of view, but that one custom Supercross track I've done did feel a little bit more on the difficult side. So I'm interested to see how the game's physics will really work in regards to that. I'm very, very excited for it. And I think you get the gist of how the 125 is. I mean, I like it. It's really, really nice. Having to clutch in some of the corners is nice. I will say, I feel like... I've just put the limiter on by mistake. In some parts of the track, the only thing, like, constructive criticism I can give right now is I feel like there might be a little bit too much grip. It's very, very hard to break traction, which, as everyone knows, when you're riding a 2-stroke in motocross, it's very, very easy to break traction. So, and I've just accidentally pressed the screenshot button. Slam on the brakes there. Okie dokie. Right, I'm very happy with that. Let's move on to the yellow. Not at any particular manufacturer, the yellow 254-stroke. Okay, so here we go. I've not done any laps on the Vet track as of yet, so this is all going to be completely new to me. We're going to see how it goes, and it's very bloody wide open so far. Oh my god, does it just jump straight? It does. It's... oh my god. Oh, I love this engine sound. Well, that's very nice. Hang on, I'm just listening to it for myself first. Hang on. I feel like the blips of throttle and the rev limiter are nice. There's something about just kind of the flat sound when it's riding that isn't quite as enjoyable. But in terms of like motocross game sounds, they're doing a very good job here. I believe they purchased like a professionally recorded pack, so I don't believe these are sounds that they've gone out and recorded themselves. I can't imagine like the skill or difficulty or whatever it takes to actually build bike sounds in a game, because as you imagine, you've got to capture every single rev range. Oh my god, how did I not go down there? Nice to know that whole trick of sitting down just as you hit a jump still works. You can really absorb it. Okay, so this track's actually quite a bit smaller, which, I mean, if it's a Vet track, it's meant for the old boys. I'll be there soon, don't worry. I imagine that get up and over it is meant to be easier, and I don't actually know if this track is based off a real track. You know, it very well could be. I'm a bit embarrassed to say that obviously where I've been away the last 2 weeks, I've been a little bit out of the loop in just in regards to keeping up to date with all the different Discord servers, all different games developments. I've not seen much happening at all in terms of Motocross Chasing the Dream, which is a bit of a shame. Maybe I'll hop in that Discord and have a read through at some point. Maybe there's a reason for the delay, but who needs other games when this is developing like this? I mean, you saw out that bike, the back end just slid out, or kind of stepped out going into that corner. I put on the power and it stayed out ever so slightly the entire way, and it's so nice. I feel like all these little changes combined together. Go on, let me send this time. No, didn't get it. Oh god, thank god that we've not got like forceful crashes from having a hard landing, because I would absolutely eaten crap there. Oh, Jesus Christ. All these updates that they've put together, they're all kind of working hand in hand, and they're making a really just enjoyable experience. And now I know what I have read, which I have been keeping up to date with, is they're really going to put an emphasis now on working on the multiplayer side of things. Now they've got the base game to a position where they're happy with. So, I keep saying it, but I'm going to slide in the man's DM soon. Rumsky, I need to get Rum on multiplayer on this game, because he actually messaged me today before I recorded this video, like saying, oh my god, the new Track Day R update is so good, and that's what made me hop on and try it, because I'd completely forgotten that it even existed. I loaded up my my Steam for the first time, and there's like 7 games with updates, pause and all that, and of course the first thing that I wanted to do was hop on MX Bikes and test out the Beta 18 there, but you know what, I'm very impressed. So all of the devs on this game, you should be very proud of yourselves. You are building something absolutely incredible. I know, I can see all the work that you guys are putting in, and from a consumer's point of view, it's very much appreciated. And I think easily within the next year or so, you are going to have a game that can really contend with the big boys. And I think people should be worried, you know, whether it's obviously Sim has such a like a die-hard community. I don't think it's ever going to go away, but I think in terms of like Sim and bikes, they might need to up the game a little bit, you know, might need to work on that development side of things a little bit more and get things a bit more on the realism side, because I suppose this game originally, I think it tries to be a sim in terms of how the bike handles and things like that, but right now playing it, it does feel a little bit more arcadey. It's a lot easier than it used to be. I don't know if that's just because it's been built better and the improvements have been made to make it handle a bit more like you'd expect, or if it's a case of the changes have made the game just easier in general, which in turn I associate with arcadey. But then, is that a bad way of thinking? Like, does a game have to be difficult to be considered a simulator? I don't know. Well, let me know your thoughts on that. I mean, do you play Track Day R? Have you played this new update yet? Oh my god, that was accidentally really nice, like scrubbing the different ways. I really like it. It would be nice if... Well, actually, I'm not going to say that just yet. I was going to say it'd be nice if the whips you could get a little bit more upside down. But apparently, it's all to do with like the face of the jump and all setting it up as you take off. It's very minimal, like adjustments in the air. It's all done on the takeoff of the jump, which I suppose a lot of that is like real life. You know, you kind of just step it all out at the beginning, and the bike comes back around as long as you bang it on the throttle for the most part. I will say that I don't see much erode here. I do have the erode setting on. I'm not sure if that's a bug or if this track doesn't erode very much. Again, I don't know what soil type this track is trying to be. I don't know if it's a real track. Oh god, did you hear that? I was so close to cutting out just then. That's what I love. There's actually like I've got a fear factor now when I go into the corners. I've got to be in the right gear all the time. Because something that I was doing originally is, well, on the 450, it might not work on these in general, is I was keeping it in like 3rd and 4th gear everywhere, because it would just give you a lot more traction coming out of the corner. But it doesn't seem to be the way anymore. I mean, you do need to actually put the effort in and change down gears. And it's so smooth. I mean, I've not had any issues so far. I had that one weird getting kicked over the bars on the blue two-stroke. Again, legal reasons. Other than that, it's been plain sailing, and that's what you like to see as a consumer. The less glitches, the less bugs, the more quality of life, better. And I absolutely love it. I think in terms of constructive criticism, all I can give, because I don't play this game that much really, I hop on every now and then when there's been a big update like this. So it could be things that are in the works, I'm not too sure. I feel like it should be easier to loop the bike out as in wheeling too far and going off the back of it, because a lot of, like, especially in like whooped out corners, I can just hold back all the way and accelerate, and it'll just keep the front wheel up, and it'll just manual over everything for me, make it really easy. I would love for that to be made a little bit more difficult, so it's easier to loop out. I think that would add another sense of realism as well. And then maybe the position when you're stood up, so you can see right now I'm stood up and leant back. I feel like he's just squatting a little bit too low. Maybe a little bit more stood upright, a little bit more attacking. That'd be nice. But other than that, the manual clutch upgrade, absolutely amazing. I love it, like so much. This is my first time using it, and I'm really happy. That's all I can say. The in-air stuff feels a hell of a lot better. The traction feels really nice. Just how the bike turns and handles in general now just feels 100 times better than when I first played the game, which is a testament to all the work to put in. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. It might even be a double upload today. This might be the first video you see upon my return, but I'm a little bit out of sequence. We'll see how it goes. I'm just really eager to get back on the YouTube grind now after being away. I do miss doing it. Whilst it's all well and good recording a bunch of videos beforehand and going away, you're left out of control a little bit, because if something drops that's more important, you can't really record it and move things around, and I'm just excited. Expect more streams, expect more videos, all that good stuff. If you've enjoyed this video, please do drop a like and comment down below what you think of the game so far. Do you think it's made big jumps and improvements? Do you see yourself playing it in the near future? Or if you play it already, what are your thoughts on it? I'm very interested to know. That'll do it from me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. Ooh, almost forgot that one. And have a lovely rest of the day, most importantly, whatever it is you're up to. And until I catch you in the next video, peace.